Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our daily get together, well, daily except for Sundays, on Facebook and YouTube live, where we connect with each other and with news from our city, state, and country. We connect with your questions, ideas, comments, and suggestions. We combine all this information and put it to good use as a community of English speaking locals living in Puerto Vallarta, spending quality time in Puerto Vallarta, or missing Puerto Vallarta, or perhaps looking forward to a trip to Puerto Vallarta in the future. All is good. Today is Thursday, April 17, and it's a pleasure to get together with you and bring news to the table that I gathered overnight. So I'm going to get started with that. As always, a reminder, capital letter N in your comment will get you a nice little welcome if you're watching live for the first time. And capital letter Q on your comment, in your comment, on your comment. Well, you know what I mean. Just add a capital letter Q if you want us to take a closer look at your comment in the second half of the broadcast. But first, let's take a quick look at where we are standing. But before we do that, I just happened to catch this from Logan. Buenos dias, and where did that humidity come from last night? Guacala, says Logan. If you don't know what guacala means, guacala is kind of like the Mexican version of saying yuck. And it hasn't left. The humidity hasn't, Logan. I just went into the bedroom to put on this shirt, which is not very nicely ironed, but that's okay. And I found Luna lying on my bed, and she was, it's not like she's gotten fatter than last week, but somehow when humidity comes, she just sort of births over the bed in a more expanded way. So Luna was, what? Luna was feeling guacala this morning. Daniel is watching from the shower. Is that normal? Who cares? Whatever floats your boat, Daniel, it's all good. But if you're feeling like taking some selfies, we're always curious. Enough said. Let's keep this clean, friends. Especially today. Today is Holy Thursday, a day within Semana Santa that commemorates the day Jesus celebrated the Last Supper with his apostles and instructed in the Eucharist. This is a date that, like many others during this time, has profound significance for the Catholic world and demands solemnity. A segment of Catholics in Mexico consider this and the following days not specifically for recreation, but rather for prayer, reflection, and accompaniment to one of the most important events in dogma, the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus. Therefore, for more conservative groups here in Mexico, recreational activities such as walking or listening to music or watching television and others are prohibited because they do not evoke the spiritual meaning of this season. For the rest of us, it is vacation period, and certainly it is vacation period for those people visiting our city, and businesses located in tourist areas or that cater to our visitors are reporting an increase in sales of as much as 60%. This is happening along the seafront, the beaches, and other tourist spots where you can see a notable presence of tourists both domestic and international, who not only enjoy the sun and sea, but also consume food and various services offered by informal workers, from massages and handmade braids to boat and parasailing tours. So, yes, this is a time in which more established businesses like restaurants and stores don't speak very favorably about the tourism that we get during Semana Santa because they don't spend money at their restaurants and shops. Well, they do for the rest of the year. So, everybody has to do okay. And I'm glad that at least one segment of our commercial population is doing well. Now, if you are heading into El Centro during the rest of the week, please be advised that the southbound city bus service is stopping at Parque Hidalgo in order to decrease vehicular traffic in the downtown area. On the other hand, Libramiento buses will maintain their regular schedule, and El Centro buses will circulate all the way again on Monday. Now, here's some sobering news going on in Bucerias, where the real estate boom has been doing great until recent months, where condominium and property sales have dropped dramatically in this specific sector, reaching the point where some developments have virtually sold nothing. According to regional business leaders in the sector consulted by Badeva Media, which is where this note comes from, there are entire developments and towers finished and empty, like white elephants, generating pure losses because they didn't even receive demand or interest during pre-sale and pre-construction period. Could this happen in Puerto Vallarta? Well, it hasn't happened yet, but just look around. Everywhere you look, somebody is building a new condominium tower, and many of them are blatantly not sold or built or designed for people to live in them permanently. They are designed as vacation homes or places where you can make some money in using the rental platforms out there. But even if you're doing that, there's only so much supply to keep demand balanced. I don't even know what I'm saying, but there's a shitload of condos out there. And I'm going to leave it at that. Let me switch over to the weather, which is something that I'm much more conversant in than condo sales and purchases. Snarky Weather says it's partly fucking cloudy, and I don't see the clouds. I see the sun out there. It is 27 degrees. Humidity is at 61% this morning. And our weather, and I can feel it, our weather forecast says that today we're going to have a humid day with partly cloudy skies, a high of 29 and a low of 18. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon with a high of 29 and a low of 19. And then Saturday, mostly clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high of 29 and a low of 19. Moving right along, let's see what else did the cat grab. I just made that up. Oh, this is great news for those of you that have been asking, and you know who you are. One of our city's most deeply moving traditions returns this Holy Week as the Guerreros de Dios Catholic group presents their annual live reenactment of the Passion of Christ tomorrow. Tomorrow, April 18, this community production begins at 10 a.m. in Parque Lázaro Cárdenas with the first station of the cross and continues along the Malecón, ending at Parque Hidalgo, where the powerful scene of the crucifixion takes place later on in the day. As you know, it is a solemn, unforgettable experience that draws hundreds of spectators every year, and I'm glad that we were able to find this information in Banderas News because I know that some of you were curious about attending. Also, of course, I want to give you a nice friendly reminder that there's going to be a night of jazz with Empress this coming Monday at El Rey Barbecue Lounge de Versalles. This should be a lot of fun. Only 200 peso cover charge. We did a lovely interview with Empress and with Lawrence of El Rey Barbecue Lounge, and this should be a wonderful time to enjoy some music and some yummy barbecue. And speaking of interviews, I had lovely interviews yesterday for the Spotlight, and the wonderful Delilah Boku was there to promote her Sweet Dreams Annie Lennox Eurythmics Experience performance, which will take place 2 days only, tomorrow and a week from tomorrow. And what's really amazing is that she decided to gift us two passes, two comp tickets to attend her performance, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. And we are going to give them away as prizes for my upcoming presentation. Oh, that one, which of course you have not heard anything about. So I put together this little promo so that you can become acquainted. Check it out. Hey, have you heard this one? How about this one? Or this one? In fact, there are a number of tunes out there that come from classical works, but do you know their composers or the titles? In my next music appreciation presentation titled, Oh, That One, we will examine a few of these very popular melodies and unpack their origin. But even better than that, we will play a Name That Tune game in which those present will be able to win wonderful prizes donated by awesome members of our Coffee and Headlines community. So join me on Oh, That One on Thursday, April 24 at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, so you too can say, Oh, that one. Oh, that one. I'm having fun with it. I hope you're going to be having fun with it. That's all I'm going to say. And of course, if nobody guesses the composers or the names of the works that we're going to feature, then the prizes will go to the best performance of Oh, that one. So it should be fun. You know, if it isn't fun, at least we tried it. I think it's going to be so much fun. It's not even funny. But enough about that and enough about me. Let's see what we have today in the chatterbox. Lots of good mornings and an afternoon. Happy first day of real spring south of Boston, David. I'm glad that the weather is improving over there, whereas ours is starting to dunk into the humid months, but we knew it was coming. Let's see. Daniel was watching from the shower, and we covered that. Lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. And yes, Laura, it is absolutely sudden. It's like somebody comes in and pushes this electro, flicks this electro switch, boop, and all of a sudden you can feel the weight of the humidity. But, you know, it is what it is. Joe Flores says, love Puerto Vallarta. See you Saturday. Paco says, travel safely, friend. Let's see what else. I think you really need to do your research before buying. Do your diligence. I totally agree with you, Laura. I had an interesting interview with a real estate agent yesterday, and I feel not sorry, but I am mindful of anybody in business in our city in a line of work of which there are a lot of. There's a lot of massage parlors. There's a lot of taco places. There's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of real estate developments. There's a lot of condo salespeople. So you really have to stand out. And it is challenging. Let's see. Logan comments, Bucerias is almost unrecognizable from the water. Noticed this while out on a sailboat earlier this month. Appears like the entire town is made of high rises now. Yes, it used to look so quaint. I haven't stopped in Bucerias in a long time, and I'm sure it would look very, very different for me. Boom, boom, boom. Barbara says, I wish I could be there for the reenactment. I have actually never seen it. It just does not interest me, but I appreciate how it would be of cultural and religious significance to some. Uh, let's see. David says, "Love Annie Lennox." So do I. So do I. And I tell you, Delilah was delightful. Boom boom. Yes. Let's see. Where is that boom boom? Here. Delilah was delightful, and we are going to edit her interview over the weekend and present it at the beginning of the week so she can cast some momentum for her second show. And I think it's going to be very, very wonderful. And for those of you that are not familiar with the music by Annie Lennox, I asked her specifically that question: what can people that are not familiar expect at this performance? And she had a great answer. You will see it soon enough. Let's see. Is there a preferred post office for receiving mail from north of the border or packages? What a great question, Ron. Excuse me while I clear my throat. And Ron adds, in zona romántica or 5 de diciembre. Okay, I don't know the answer to your question specifically. I think all of us that I live in a place where there's no doorbell downstairs. I live on a second story apartment, and whenever somebody arrives to visit me, I have to go downstairs and open the door. They have to send me a message. So I get my packages at the Joint Boutique Hotel Co-work as a courtesy because I do my presentations there. I think many of us have a preferred business friend, business owner friend, and they will gladly welcome our packages. I know that there are packaging companies around town where you can receive your packages, but unfortunately, I don't know where they are. So hopefully, you will get an answer from someone in the cluster. Margot asks, how long is the reenactment? Honestly, Margot, I have no idea. And I don't think the article had a lot of information about it. Just think about this. If it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning at Parque Lázaro Cárdenas, and there is somebody playing the part of Jesus Christ carrying a heavy cross across town from Parque Lázaro Cárdenas all the way to Parque Hidalgo, a walk that would probably take half an hour at a leisure pace, if not a little bit more. I think this will go on for a while. So I would kind of scope the scene and just hopefully you will be there when it is happening. Harold, who lives up there, says Inland Bucerias is still mostly quaint homes along the beach. It looks like Miami. Well, Emiliano Zapata, our tourist neighborhood, looks exactly like that. Although there's an increasing number of business in what they are calling now East Emiliano. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's West Emiliano and there's East Emiliano. All I see is ammunition for my Dia de los Inocentes broadcast. Let's see. Margot, it starts at 10 and lasts for the rest of the day. That's a great answer, Albert, because that's probably true. And oh my God, Norma, my cousin. Hola, Bobby. I owe you a video chat. I know we should chat sometime in the near future. Te mando un besote. And this, I think, brings us to the end of our broadcast this morning. What? Oh, Daniel, East Emiliano. Yes, I've seen it in advertisements. It's like, where are we going to have dinner tonight? East Emiliano. Really? Where is my eye roller? Right here. East Emiliano. There you go. I've made my opinion subtly known. And that's enough from me. Have a great... oh, no. Wait. That's the wrong button. My bad. I meant to push this one. And No, I am all over the place today. I am all over the place with my buttons. Don't scare me. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. We were chatting, and then it was time to put this one up there, and then it's time to put this one down there. So it is time to say goodbye. It must be Holy Thursday. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.